Hey guys, Jeremy here. I'm doing this little short review here because I'm on the island for work and I didn't have time to shoot the review for this yesterday because I had to do that Loot Crate video. Anyways, this is my review for The Boys. Now, admittedly, I actually was very excited for this, and it's partially because of how much advertising Amazon did for this. I've never seen them advertise a show this much ever. And I think it worked out because if I'm correct, it's the most streamed title they've ever had in their history of Amazon Video. So that's pretty good for them. Obviously, it was produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and it's based off the comic book by Gareth Ennis. But no one's talking about Eric Kripke, your boy who was the original show creator for Supernatural and the showrunner for the first 5 seasons. Wow, it's a loud truck. He got to be the creator for this show. He's the showrunner for it. And while admittedly it is based off of a pre-existing title, I'm happy that he's got a show that works because Timeless certainly wasn't timeless and Revolution didn't work out either. This is pretty much a show that needed to be made, considering all the hype and the hullabaloo of the superhero phenomenon with movies, television shows, and comics and whatnot. This came at a perfect time, considering the absolute grandiose ending of Avengers Endgame and the whole idea of these people being all like fantastic, above and beyond, genuine good superheroes. Then it makes a show about a bunch of superheroes who really are freaking dicks. And I loved it. Every single superhero, aside from maybe a few, are sociopaths, absolute hypocrites, drug and substance abusing assholes, and then they lie, cheat, steal, and murder people without any reprimand to themselves. The idea of incorporating, full on taking that idea of making a corporation around superheroes, branding them, having them go to events, and basically making money off of superheroes, like a freaking actual franchise of superheroes, like not a show, but just an actual business franchise of real superheroes is absolutely hysterical. And I will admit, the writing for this show is really good. Not only is it very funny, but the characters are all really good. Huey is really well played. He's the average guy in this show, and he's the one who's kind of coming out of his shell and realizing that this false world that was dropped upon him is shattered, and he realizes what's really underneath. And then there's Butcher, who's played by Carl Urban, who uses the C word so often in this show, but you come to love it by the end of it. They actually even make a joke about it. And he's very good. He's got a great character arc with him. And then there's Mother's Milk, he's probably the one of the most least interesting characters of the boys, but he's more so the one who's like, yeah, he's the one with the head on his shoulders. And then there's Frenchie. Frenchie is by far the most interesting character. There's so much mystery and intrigue with this guy, and then the connection that he gets with a character later on is really cool. Otherwise, I enjoyed the show from beginning to end, and I will admit though, it don't really end. It ends like a cliffhanger to an actual season finale. This episode, the final episode, does not really work as a season finale. And this is when I come in and say, I don't know why they made it 8 episodes. I know that everyone complains about Netflix being 13 episodes and that's too long. And yes, I agree with that. But I've always found that 10 episodes, you can get everything you want in 10 episodes. And heck, this could have had 9 episodes and it would have been fine. But they just needed one more episode because so much ends not like in terms of a conclusion or a interest. It just feels like they just stopped. It blue balls you from actually giving you somewhat of an actual finale in terms of a season, rather than just more so being like, hey, we're gonna stop right there. Okay, guys, lunch. And that's basically how I feel the ending is. That's the only complaint I would have, is that the ending just kind of just drops on you, and it doesn't end satisfyingly. Obviously, there's going to be another season because of the success of this, and they do end it again on a cliffhanger. But in terms of how they do it, I don't agree with it. It makes you want to watch the next season immediately, but I don't really feel that. I more so feel like I want to watch the next episode because that's what it felt like when it ended. Otherwise, I did enjoy it. I thought the humor was hilarious. I liked how they did a lot of creative shots, like especially the first one where they hit the invisible dude from the cameras above, and you watch this invisible person smash through all these shelving units. They do that about for the first 5 episodes, I would say they do creative shots. They don't do so more so for the latter three, but there are some cool, ingenious shots in this show. Like there is a lot of talent, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of gore. There's a, like realistic in terms of what happens if superheroes actually fought people. And there's a lot of moments you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Episode 4 in particular, there's 2 moments in that which I was like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. Otherwise, I enjoyed it. The other complaint maybe might be a Starlight storyline with Huey is kind of by the numbers. It's almost very much like that of a Hallmark movie, and I know that because I've worked on Hallmarks, just in terms of how the relationship works. I do like their interactions, I like their chemistry. Just in terms of how they wrote it, it's a little bit very predictable. But otherwise, I enjoyed this series a lot. I can't wait for the second season, and it better come soon. I kind of worry and wonder if there's going to be like a. So far, I've only heard one rumor about it, but I'm hoping it's just a rumor. Is that there's already some creative differences between the heads, Eric Kripke and them, about this show. And if any of you remember what happened last time, that was American Gods, and you waited like 3 years for meh. So hopefully that doesn't happen to The Boys. Anyways, I'm going to give The Boys a 6 out of 7. I believe that this first season is really, really good, and it established itself really well, and I very much look forward to the next season. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave a like, and if you're interested in more, maybe subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.